cooperatives or for your workers' union, you can partner with Aqua Savings and Loans, and in no time, we'll get all that sorted out. Now, one of the issues people have is issue of collateral. Do you have proper title? At Aqua Savings and Loans, we understand the challenges of getting a C of O. That may become a problem, but talk to us anytime in one of our offices, in our branches, and we'll get other alternative securities that you can use to secure these loans. And I tell you, it's not a cast in stone. We can get other collateral from you, like even on registered title. Because we're a fully service mortgage bank, we know how to do it. Like they say, follow Uno road. Not so. So follow us. We know the road. We know what to do to get the finance to fund your dreams. Okay? We also have the National Housing Funds. All the civil servants here, you may have, as you are aware, there are deductions on a monthly basis. You contribute to the National Housing Fund. Come talk to us at Aqua Savings and Loan, maybe individually or through your workers' union or association. We can help you access funds to renovate your house or to build a new one in partnership with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Aqua Savings has done it before. We'll do it again for all of our customers. We have every of our, this other service is household equipment finance. Now, you're living in an old house with very outdated facilities. You can partner with Aqua Savings and Loans and have access to all the modern equipment to make life very, very comfortable for you. And you pay over time. And I tell you, because we are going to spread it in such a way that it will not affect you in any way. So talk to us. You can, now, NEPA is a problem. The public power supply is a problem. You can buy an inverter kit, solar panels, through Aqua Savings and Loans, and spread the payments over the useful life of that asset while you are enjoying it in the now. And every other program, please go to the next slide. Every other bankable project of your dreams, talk to us at Aqua Savings and Loans, and you will see it come to pass. Now, please, let's go to the second but the last slide. The one before it. Now, this is our network. We are present in all locations in Akwa Ibom State. In Uyo branch, Abak, Eket, Aksu, Ikorekmene, and Oron. And we are everywhere because of our digital integration with the major switches in Nigeria. Please go to the next slide. Aqua Savings has set aside about 50 million naira, especially for this program. So every aspiring entrepreneur, do you need that small seed capital to start your business? Come talk to us at Aqua Savings and Loans. We'll make it available for you. And it's very easy because it's your bank, it's your institution, no need to worry. Now, we are fully integrated, like I said earlier on, into the major switches. A business with Aqua Savings is a business on the world platform. Thank you. And I want to appreciate every one of us for coming. Thank you to the convener again. We appreciate you. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you're clapping for someone that wants to give you money, you clap big. Put your hands together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. We know we've spent quite a number of time here, and I know some of you, your legs are, a little bit cranky. But you want to get up and do a little bit of selfie? Did you come with your mobile phones? Let's just take it out and do a selfie. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Let's do a selfie. I see Bishop standing, and I know some of you are younger than Bishop and you're still sitting. I don't want to say nobody's snapping with me. I think I should calm down. I feel so jealous right now. I'll snap with Bishop first. Okay. All right, thank you. You can be seated if you're done. You're not done. Who do you want to snap with? Can I snap with you, sir? All right, can we wrap this up in the next 1 minute? In just 1 minute. In just 1 minute. Everybody, in just 1 minute. Can we wrap this up? Can we wrap this up? I'm just trying to make sure that spark, that ignition that has happened inside of you doesn't die down. Let's keep the ignition on. Can we be seated, please? Can we be seated, please? I know we all love selfies. Let's be seated so we can get through with the business of the day. And so it is day 3, and it's the final day of Ibom Ignite 2022. Children of God, I've been very inspired. I've learned a whole lot, and I wish we could go on and on and on and on. But then sometimes, if things go on and on and on, you won't appreciate the value it has. And so, at the end of today, we'll be saying our bye-byes. But then let's just make progress on the order of events. Please, let's be seated. Please, let's be seated. Thank you so much. Let us make progress on the order of events. We're going to take some experiences. It's not okay to just have people come up here and tell you, well, all the inspirational things and all of that. We also want to hear from people who are doing business in Akwa Ibom. Because someone said to me some time ago, you bring someone from outside Akwa Ibom to inspire me in Akwa Ibom. How about you make someone who is doing business in Akwa Ibom to talk to us about their experiences, their challenges, and all of that. And so because we're listening, we're going to do that for you this afternoon. And so I'm going to ask that you put your hands together and welcome. Let me also announce before I welcome him that all the information, about getting loans, slides from this event, and all other information will be available on our website at thegathering.ng. So you just want to register on the website. If you've not done that, make sure you register and be part of the community. It's always better when you're a part of the community. And so let me bring in someone here to share experiences of what it feels like to do business in Nigeria, to do business in Akwa Ibom most particularly. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome an Ignite alumni, Ubong Odudu Jonah. Put your hands together for him. He's a pastor, so put your hands together for him. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry, I want to say I'm always very shy on the camera because I'm a very shy person, and I wouldn't want you to look at me too much so that you don't make me to make some mistakes. Do you understand? Thank you. I want to thank God who has given us this opportunity. And I want to thank my father, the visionary of this program. I want to thank each and every speaker who has spoken to us on this platform. And then I want to thank you all who have been a part of this success story.
Speaker and an entrepreneur
we've been listening to people speak to us.
Industry.
The last sets have been people who have told us
bishop,
about to raise funds to do businesses
and
in Nigeria.
As they relate to the Christian faith.
I'm one of the persons
as an author,
who, during my youth service,
and coach, he shares
I knew that as I come back from
on the signs
there,
of achievements and the laws
I was
of
thinking of getting into business and doing business on my own.
And president of the International
I wasn't thinking of
Network.
any work or any job.
As an advisor to the United
But as I finished youth service and I came back,
to the media,
the reality was dawned on me that you needed to start
above all, when
from somewhere
to the spiritual
to
and
earn
economic
some
growth
funds
of individuals,
in order to get
and
into
nations.
business.
With a standing
If I had
ovation
actually wanted
and a
to
round
get
of
into
applause,
business.
let's welcome
And so I decided
all
to
the way
work.
from
So
the
that's to
United
say,
Kingdom,
for those of
Bishop
us who
Wayne
can't
Malcolm.
access funds from the capital markets, for those of us who cannot access funds because you don't have collaterals, I came back from the youth service at a time when the portfolios that are available today
Bishop Wayne Malcolm, called a master motivator, is a leading performance coach who draws from a wealth of experience as a Christian leader, an international conference speaker, and an entrepreneur in the personal development industry. He's affectionately known as the Business Bishop, having authored 30 books on self-development and entrepreneurship as they relate to the Christian faith. As an author, speaker, and coach, he shares cutting-edge ideas on the signs of achievement and the laws of personal effectiveness. He's a founder and president of the International Christ Ambassadors Network, ICANN. He further operates as an advisor to the United Kingdom government and as a spokesperson to the media on issues affecting ethnic minorities in Britain. Above all, when Malcolm is committed to the spiritual and economic growth of individuals, communities, and nations. With a standing ovation and a round of applause, let's welcome, all the way from the United Kingdom, Bishop Wayne Malcolm.
And he had fired them because he's a man, a very meticulous man, a man of excellence, and he wishes that you live at that level when you are working with or for him. And so I said to people who said to me, if you allow him to take you as his personal assistant, he will soon fire you. And I said to them, I will be the last man standing, that I will not be fired. When you get into a paid employment, the first thing you need to do is to study the man that you are working for. Once you understand the man that you are working for, half of the job is already done. Praise the Lord. Are you following me? Once you understand the do's and the don'ts of the man that you are working for, it means that you have attained 50% of the job. So the first few days of mine in office as his personal assistant, I had to use that to study who Pastor Mobasieno is or was as at then. And so I actually had established who he was, and I decided to follow his dictates. And so people, instead of hearing fire him, I will sack him, they started hearing this boy is working so well. I am going to get him promoted. I am going to ask that his salary should be increased. Praise the Lord. So when you get into working with somebody, please study him. Know who he is. Hallelujah. And then the next thing I want to say to you is avoid discouragements. When you are working well with the person you are working with, people will come to discourage you. People will come to tell you, are you a fool? I still remember in those days when people would come to me and tell me, why are you working like this? You resume work by 6 o'clock and you don't close till 12 midnight. Are you a slave? Why are you working like a slave? But I made up my mind not to listen to anybody. Because if I had listened to them, where I am and who I am today, I wouldn't have been there. And so I had to close my ears to whatever discouragement that anybody brought to me. So no matter what they said to me, we'll just enter from here and we'll come out of here. Hallelujah. Today, whoever I am in the industry or in life is as a product of that which Pastor Mobaseno has made me to become. Praise the Lord. And then I want to say to you, as you get employment or you get employed, work conscientiously. Do not work because you want to take salary. Work because there is something you want to get out of that employment. It could be the most important thing, could be the experience. that you need there. And I took experience out of it. Today people are asking me, how are you coping? You are a pastor, you are into business, you are running a lot of things, you have an office in Eket, you have an office in Uyo, you have an office in Abuja. How are you coping? And how are you managing? To me, it doesn't mean anything. I don't see it as a burden because of the foundation that I had gotten from a man like this. When you walk forward with a man like this, you will know that you have taken something out of him. And that which you have taken out of him will help you a whole lot in life to become who God had wanted you to be. Praise the Lord. The first warehouse that we built in Eket, when I detached and then I started my own private business, the first warehouse we built in Eket, the foundation was laid by my father, the visionary of this program. And then the commissioning of that warehouse was done by him. The first filling station which we built, the foundation was laid by him. And the commissioning was done by him. So I can say to anybody that of a truth, God has actually used this man to be a propelling force in my life. If I never had worked with him conscientiously, I am not sure I would have gotten to who I am, what I am. The industry has not been easy, but with conscientiousness, with dedication and commitment, you can make it to the top. Because we know that at the top, there is so much of opportunity. The place is only crowded when you are at the bottom part of it. So as you make your way to the top, there is always so much of opportunities there. And so today I am standing to say to us, as we take that which we are taking from this Ignite conference, learn on it, try to practicalize that which we have learned, and I'm sure the top is waiting for us. Thank you very much, and God bless us.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello. You know, when someone that has a big voice speaks on the microphone, when you come back, the mic takes time to adjust to your voice. Hello, can you guys hear me? Thank you. Okay, I think we'll just move on now to the next session, because like I said, I'll do all we can to make sure we finish today on time. And as much as we are pressed for time, we are also doing all we can to make sure we offload everything we had loaded for you, just so you leave here better than you came. Okay, our next module would be on breaking the glass ceiling, the youth entrepreneur. Breaking the glass ceiling, the youth entrepreneur. And the person I'm going to call to make this presentation, the first time you meet a person, we can introduce the person to you. But when you've met someone more than once, you don't get to be introduced to the person anymore. We get to present the person to you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, he's been introduced severally on this program. I have the singular honor, I have the privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to bring your way the business bishop. Ladies and gentlemen, Ignite 2022. Make some noise and make you feel very welcome. Bishop Wayne Malcolm.
Woo! All right, God bless you. You may be seated. You may be seated. I feel like I have brought a new sound to Akwa Ibom. And it's a beautiful sound. It's the voice of triumph. It's a sound of victory. I want to thank each and every one of you for the warmth of this great reception. I absolutely feel at home here in Akwa Ibom. I know I look like a Nigerian. Do I look like a Nigerian? Okay. So I was born in England, and my parents are Jamaican. So I'm an authentic Jamo right here today, okay? But somewhere in my ancestry, somewhere in my bloodline, there is a Nigerian. Can I hear an amen? I absolutely love Nigeria. I consider it home from home and seize any and every opportunity to be here. This particular state of Akwa Ibom, I'm going to tell a bit more about my story today, but this particular state means so much to me. This particular meeting has encouraged me, and I will be leaving here very hopeful and very expectant when it comes to what God will do as a result of all the seeds that have been planted in this very rich and fertile soil. I feel like this room is pregnant with possibility. It's pregnant with potential, with creativity, with innovation, with industry, and that God is somehow using this state as a model of transformation, a model that can be replicated in states across Nigeria and across the continent of Africa. And it's starting right here, right now at Ibom Ignite. Are you ignited? I'm so ignited. Now, I have been so richly blessed over these last 3 days, and today has been absolutely no exception. I have so much to chew over, so much to meditate on and marinate in, and I know that you're feeling the same way too. I also know that you've been sitting for a very long time, and so I'm going to be as respectful of that as possible. May I seize this opportunity to salute and celebrate the visionary and convener of this outstanding, epic, historic, and prophetic event, the Honorable Pastor Umo Eno, and his lovely wife, his family, and the planning committee, the chair, all of the teamwork that make this great dream work. Can you give it up for them with a great big Akwa Ibom? Woo! Yeah, we give it up to you. Thank you so very much. All of the speakers have challenged me and have contributed to the person that I am becoming. I love you all, and I salute you and celebrate you in Jesus' name. Okay, we're going to have some fun today. Can we have some fun today? All right, fantastic. So they asked me to talk about the glass ceiling and about breaking through the glass ceiling for young entrepreneurs. And the glass ceiling is simply a way of describing those unseen, unspoken barriers that prevent people on the basis of age, sometimes gender, from making progress in particular fields. The good news is that you can break through the glass ceiling, and we're going to tell you how today. Is that all right? I want to start with a story about a mad scientist, and this particular mad scientist decided that he would put fleas in a jar, okay? So he put fleas in a jar. And of course, when fleas are in a jar, they're going to try to get out, but he put a lid on the jar. So whenever the fleas tried to get out of the jar, the fleas would crash into the lid that he put on the jar. Each time they would try to escape, they'd crash, hurt their heads. Until eventually the fleas learned that trying to escape hurts and results in pain and defeat. And after the fleas had learned that trying to escape was futile, that it would end in frustration and pain, he then took the lid off the jar. And lo and behold, all the fleas stayed in the jar. Even though the lid had been removed, they had learned that trying to escape hurts. And so sometimes breaking through the glass ceiling is a matter of realizing that the ceiling isn't there anymore, and attempting to do today what you failed at doing yesterday. All right? I feel like the ceiling has been removed, and that across the world, universally, the group who are becoming millionaires and billionaires faster than any other group are young people under 40 years old. Can I hear an amen? All right. So you have unprecedented opportunities in the modern world, opportunities that were not available in my day. But I'm going to talk about the glass ceiling, and I'm going to do something quite different today. In that I am going to expose the fatal flaw, the fundamental lie that exists in the self-help success industry. It's present in almost every book. Oh, help me now. It's present in almost every seminar. It's present sometimes in coaching and in consulting, and I'm going to expose it today. And I think this will be my first time exposing it from a major platform. So you are the first. Is that all right? Yeah. There's a fatal flaw. Whenever you start reading success literature, and hopefully you are reading success literature, yes? Okay. Whenever you start reading it and you start consuming success psychology and success formulas and success strategies and tactics and techniques, I want you to note from now on that there is a fatal flaw and a fundamental lie running through the book from introduction to conclusion. Woo! Yeah, I think I've got your attention. So I'm going to expose what the fatal flaw is and what the fundamental lie is. And I'm going to start here. So, of course, I started reading success literature very early on as a teenager, because as a teenager, I was given an opportunity in the financial services industry. And I was taken under someone's wing, and I was taught how to sell financial products for a global financial institution. I was very young, and I was earning more money than people twice and three times my age, because I was selling, pretty classy financial products. But as part of that experience, we had to read as much motivational and inspirational literature as possible. So I consumed all of the success classics very early on, whether that was The Power of Positive Thinking or Think and Grow Rich and The Magic of Thinking Big, and all of these things that would recondition my mind and help me to think successfully. Once we got past the classics, we were reading books on sales, on management, on leadership, on communication. And we were accumulating strategies as to how we could close a sale, how we could quickly build rapport with a stranger and, lead them down a little funnel and close sales. So I was reading these books, and then it kind of went from there to me reading the autobiographies of outstanding successful people. How many have ever read an autobiography of an outstanding successful person? Very important that you do it, because you are more likely to identify the fatal flaw once you start reading autobiographies. So here was the flaw. Most of the books led me to believe that if I set goals, develop a plan, make incremental progress in the direction of my dreams, if I overcome adversity, if I practice discipline and make sacrifices, then I will be able to replicate or duplicate the success that the author in the book had experienced. It was almost like success was a cake that you could make, that anyone could make if they had the recipe. And so I focused on the formula, which was set the goals, find my passion, set the goals, develop a plan with stages and phases, with milestones and measurements, and then make incremental progress in the direction of my dreams. I thought that's what it took. But when I read their autobiographies, I noticed the hidden or the invisible side of success that they didn't talk much about. I noticed that someone did them a favor and gave them an opportunity. Woo! In every case, they knew someone that opened a door and gave them an opportunity. In every case. And just to give an example, the last gentleman that stood here, the honorable pastor in the green, well-dressed, great man of God, he stood up and told his story about venturing into business, and he made it very clear that my father, my papa, laid the foundation for the first one. Is that right? Now, if he didn't say that, I might be under the illusion that I could set my goals, develop my plan, make incremental progress in the direction of my dreams, and I'll be able to build a warehouse and I'll be able to build those things in exactly the same way. But when you listen carefully, what you will realize is that someone showed him favor and someone gave him an opportunity. Now, I have found this to be the case, like universally, without failure, success, the true success formula is more relational than it is technical. Thank you for clapping, because we just need to expose this. The truth about success is that it is 80% relational and only 20% technical. Now, if you don't understand that, life will confuse you, disappoint you, and frustrate you. Because you're quickly going to find out that even people who are technically brilliant, still struggle to get ahead in business or in their industry or even in their life. Yet they are technically brilliant. In the United Kingdom, well, in London specifically, we have quite an advanced, quite an old underground train service. And in any given underground tube station, you will find a brilliant, I didn't say good, I said brilliant musician playing the guitar and singing excellently, and you'll find them doing it in the hope that someone will drop 5 pence, 10 pence, 50 pence, or a pound in a little bag that they have on the floor. They are technically brilliant, but have made no progress in the music industry. And sometimes they have to switch on the TV and watch someone who is not technically as good, making tons of money, because someone led them to believe that the success formula has to do with technical and tactical excellence and brilliance, but it does not. The truth is that the real success formula is 80% relational and it is only 20% technical, so that even if you become technically brilliant, you are not going to get ahead in life without some relational currency. Let me talk about my own glass ceiling. Can I talk about my own glass ceiling for just a moment? I told you that I'm Jamaican. Brup, Jamaican. Years ago, and I mean years ago, it's not like that now. Years ago, in the UK, Jamaicans and Nigerians didn't get on very well together. It's true. They had stereotypes about each other. People met me, they thought I smoked marijuana. So I get asked every now and again, how is it that you have been to more places in Nigeria than me, who is a Nigerian? This is what people say to me in the UK. How is it that you are so popular in Nigeria? How is it that you've been to so many states? How is it that you go to Nigeria 6 to 8 times a year? How is it that you turn down more invitations to Nigeria than you actually get? How is it that you, a Jamaican, are in Nigeria? That's my own glass ceiling, okay? So With your permission, I'll tell you a story. See, I would love to tell you, it would be really nice if I told you, well, what it is I prayed and I fasted in between every meal. Right? Yeah, I set a goal, I developed a plan, and I became an outstanding speaker and teacher of spiritual laws as they relate to business and professional success. And I wrote books, and I did this, and I did all of that. And lo and behold, I got recognized, and they invited me. It's not really what happened. I need to just tell you the truth of what really happened. So, of course, yes, I did all of that, but I wasn't the only one doing all of that. There were lots of people doing all of that. There are lots of people who are actually much, much better than me at handling my subject matter. Their style and their substance leaves me in awe. They're just brilliant people. But something happened for me, and I'm going to tell you some of the stories. So, can I tell you some stories? Yeah. So I was introduced to what I'm going to call a kingdom senior statesman, right, from the United States, and he's white, and his name is Dr. John Avanzini, right? Some of you are going to be familiar with John Avanzini. So I met Dr. John Avanzini at an event, and we had a conversation, a little bit of small talk. But in the small talk, there was a sense of connection. You know, when the baby leaps within you, and we felt like, we need to follow this up. So we took each other's numbers, and then we had further phone conversations. And I met him at a hotel. We had lunch, and the rapport was quite natural. There's some people that you meet, the conversation is difficult. Other people that you meet, the conversation just flows, and you don't want to stop, and time goes. Well, we had one of those experiences as we were just sharing from our different wells. And he was a father within the Word of Faith movement. He was considered the father of biblical economics, but he had other passions, and those passions connected with some of the things I was studying. So we would really, really rap. And he said to me, he said, Wayne, you've got to meet my son. I have a spiritual son here in London. You have to meet him. The two of you have to meet. I said, sure, no problem. He said, well, his name is Dr. Tayo Adeyemi, and he's the pastor of New Wine Church in Woolwich. And he's now with the Lord, for those of you that know or don't know. But he said, you've got to meet Dr. Tayo. So I said, sure, set it up. So he set it up, and we had lunch together. And as we had lunch, again, there was some rapport. I gave him my books. He gave me his books. We talked. We had a good time. And that was it. For several years, nothing happened. Until the one year, he calls me up. He says, Bishop, would you speak at Maximize Life, which is my main conference? Would you be the speaker? I said, sure, I'd love to. I've been wanting it for years. What took you so long? He said, no. He said, listen, I've wanted you for years as well. This year it just feels right. I feel like God wants you to speak. And he said, I feel like God wants you to do the main sessions. In fact, I'd like you to do 7 sessions for me. I'm like, all righty then, let's do the 7 sessions. So, and by the way, he was the first person to call me the business bishop. He simply introduced me, and he said, this is the business bishop. I liked it. I kept it. I got it. It's mine now. Anyway, I'm preaching at his conference, and one of his sons from Nigeria, his name is Pastor Fred. Pastor Fred pastors an outstanding church, Royal Court of His Majesty in Ikeja, Lagos. Pastor Fred was in the audience, baseball cap, jeans. He just has his own style. I wouldn't even known that he was a pastor, but he was in the audience. He listened to everything I said, went to the back of the room and bought everything on my table. He literally said, collect everything and I'm buying it all. So he bought all of my books, he bought my audios, he bought my stuff. We'd never met. The following year, Dr. Tayo had me come back again. But this time he said, oh, you need to meet Pastor Fred. I said, okay. I met Pastor Fred. Pastor Fred said, look, I bought all of your stuff last year. I've been eating it. I've been consuming it for the whole year. He said, you're amazing. Would you come to Nigeria and preach at my conference? Now this time I'm nervous because I hadn't been before. I am nervous. I'm not sure what that means. I looked at Tayo. I said, Dr. Tayo, is it okay for me to go? Am I going to be okay? Now, you have to forgive me for this. Our press is not very kind to Africa. Okay? And unless you've been, if all you have is the press, you get nervous when someone says, will you come? So I was nervous, but Dr. Tayo said, it's going to be all right. If Pastor Fred's inviting you, he's going to take care of you. You're going to be just fine. So I went to Ikeja, Lagos, and I preached at the Festival of Destiny for Pastor Fred. Now, this was all happening as the result of relationships. Everyone say relationships. This wasn't happening because I had a glossy website. This was not happening because I had a fancy business card. This was not happening because I was on TV. This was happening because of recommendation through relationship. I get to the Festival of Destiny and I preach. They loved it. They said, Bishop, you definitely coming back next year. They announced it. You're coming back next year. I said, okay. I come back next year. On the lineup, there is Pastor Fred, there is me, and there's a gentleman called Dr. Abel Damina. We're meeting for the first time. We meet for the first time. He sits in my session. I sit in his session. Woo! There's some rapport. And we start rapping and we start talking. I give him my book. He gives me his book. And then the time goes by. But a year later, he calls me up. He said, Bishop, I'm doing a convention. I'm doing a conference for men. He said, would you come with Dr. Miles Monroe and preach at my conference? I said, well, of course. So I went to the conference. He'd never really heard me before in the conference setting outside of the little bit he got at Pastor Fred's. When I finished at Dr. Abel's in Uyo, he picked up the phone and called Papa Ayo Orishijafor. He said, Papa, you need to hear this guy from London, Bishop Wayne Malcolm. You need to hear him. We need him in Nigeria right now. Well, nothing happened for a while. A little bit later, I get a phone call from Papa Ayo. He says, Bishop, I've heard all about you. I've been listening to your tapes. Would you come to Warri and do a convention in Warri? I said, of course. I went to Warri. I did the convention. He then called all of his sons. In fact, maybe 3 years ago, at the gathering of all of his ministry sons, he asked me to be the sole speaker for the whole of the 2 days. In the first year that I went for him, he brought me back 5 times in 1 year. Now, I'm not telling the story to impress you. I want to impress something upon you. That when you actually see someone rising through the ranks, don't get it in your head that it is happening because they are technically brilliant. That is only 20% of why they are rising through the ranks. The other 80% is the relational currency that they have developed such that favor is being shown to them. Their names are being talked about. They're being recommended and doors are opening for them. Can I hear an amen, somebody? Can I hear a woo? That's what favor looks like. Can I tell you another little story? Do you mind? Actually, I got so many stories like that because I've realized that every major breakthrough in my life, I can trace it back to a relationship. You are here because of a relationship with someone. And if you make it in business, it will be because of relationships with someone. Someone will give you an opportunity, even if it's your first customer. Your first customer is giving you an opportunity. The relationship is what matters. Now, I can tell you lots of stories. I can tell you how I ended up addressing the UK Parliament. I can tell you how I ended up becoming a special advisor to the special advisors to the government. I can tell you how I have advised at all levels of British government and where it all came from. See, but if I deceive myself into thinking that the reason this has all happened is I am just technically brilliant, then I'll be doing you a disservice, okay? Because the truth is that it was 80% relational. And you could be the best musician in the world, but if you are not relational, and what I mean by that is if you don't know how to win friends and influence people, you are going to be a great musician in your bedroom. The difference between you and the person that's going platinum is that they are very good at managing personal and professional relationships. We have to become relational if we're going to get ahead. I think that there are preachers who can preach much better than me that are unknown. There are teachers who can teach much better than me. They are unknown. The difference between me and them is that I value relationships. I don't take them for granted. I value them. So, I spotted the time, and that has led me to move on and not tell you the other stories. I'm going to break this down. I want to talk about how you can build your relational currency, how you can get favors, doors opened for you, opportunities, because you're going to need all of that. Because no matter what anyone tells you about how successful they've become, trace and track their story, someone did them a favor and opened a door for them and gave them an opportunity. And if they don't tell you that in their literature, they're doing you a slight disservice because it's probably 80% of their success. All right? Woo! So the first thing that you need to do in order to build your relational currency is you must intentionally develop an attractive and magnetic personality. Woo! That's right. I want you to look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, I'm attractive and I'm magnetic. Yeah. Because actually, people need to decide that they like you. People that meet you need to decide that they like you. And if they don't like you, no matter how good you are, the doors are always closed. Now, you don't have to hope that you'll be liked. You can become intentional about developing an attractive and a magnetic personality that dramatically increases the probability that the people you meet will like you quickly. All right? They'll like you quickly. So I'm gonna give you maybe 8 features of an attractive and magnetic personality. Would that help? From the back, would that help? How many would like people to just like you straight away? Particularly people who could do you favors, people who could open doors for you, people who could give you an opportunity, or people who could recommend you to someone else. How many would like them to like you quite quickly? Yeah, okay. So here goes. Here are the 8 features of an attractive personality. Number 1 is confidence. Write that down, confidence. Confidence is attractive and it is magnetic. And I'm going to give a little definition for confidence here. I'm going to say confidence is an unapologetic belief in your own destiny. When you unapologetically believe in your own destiny, you will begin to exude something called confidence. Now, I don't mean that you can be confident about everything you do, because that type of confidence comes with competence. But you need to be a confident person who is unapologetic about your presence on this planet. I want you to look at your neighbor and say, stop apologizing for being present. Okay? You need to stop apologizing, and we need to kind of be delivered from a post-colonial, from a mindset that is constantly asking permission to even be present and then apologizing as though we're in the way. You need to be unapologetically convicted about your own destiny in the world. All right? So I want you to look at your neighbor, look at your neighbor and say, I am no accident in this world. I am deliberately, intentionally, and strategically present on planet Earth as part of God's plan for this planet. Yeah. Woo! Just begin to feel it. And then when you greet people, there's a certain confidence that comes out of you. Okay? Not arrogance, but confidence. Okay? So if you're going to shake my hand, shake it. You know what I mean by that? And don't shake it and look shady. Shake it and look in my eyes. That makes sense? Because there's nothing more off-putting than someone who gives you a wet rag and then won't even look in your face. You know what I mean by the wet rag? It's the hand that's not even strong. Hello. You're looking down. And I know some of us were raised to believe that that's respect, but it doesn't make your personality attractive. It doesn't make your personality magnetic. You want to shake hands. You want to look in eyes. Come on now. And you want to say a firm hello. Pleased to meet you. All right? You want to be firm. Try it right now. Shake your neighbor's hand. Look right in their eye and say, hi, how are you? You feel the difference? You're feeling the difference already, right? It feels different. All right, my time's going. Number 2. Get ready for this one. It's energy. Success is a high energy result. Like no one really becomes successful at anything that is slow, lethargic, tired, and lacking enthusiasm. Actually, you need to be quite high energy. Everyone that I know that is winning in their chosen field has high energy. They're getting up intentionally, and they're doing their routine that gets their blood circulating, their cardiovascular, and they're taking the bull by the horns, and they're taking on the day with an energy. And you feel their energy. So now I want you to shake your neighbor's hand like you're going to shake it right off. Look in their eye and say, I'm energized. See, because when I meet an energetic person, I want to know what you're so energetic about. Number 3 is like number 2. It's enthusiasm. Enthusiasm has a lot to do. In fact, the word enthusiasm comes from 2 Greek words, en meaning inside of, theos meaning God. They called people enthusiastic who seemed to be possessed of a spirit, and they called them enthusiastic. In other words, these people are highly motivated and highly driven. When you are enthusiastic, you are highly motivated, you are highly driven. Say, I'm enthusiastic. I'm going to give you this one. This is probably the biggest. I'd like to write a book on this one. I might need to do a collaboration with someone here. We'll talk about it afterwards. But I want to write a book on the subject of obsession. Because I have never met a billionaire that was not obsessed with their business model and the value that they could create for millions of people. Look, let's check this out. Let's forget the billionaire reference. Pastor Eno, he loves Akwa Ibom. And you feel it in his every word, in his every gesture, in his every deed. He believes in the state. He wants the best for the state. He can see the future is the youth of the state and has pulled this together. That's a level of obsession. No one, I took home a ton of Pastor Emmanuel's literature. And when I looked at his books, because I write books, right? But mine are not as big as your books, all right? I ain't gonna lie. Mine are not as big as yours. He's got books this fat, this big. People don't do that who are not obsessed with their subject. You don't just casually write a thick book. You do it because you are highly driven, highly energetic, and you're obsessed with a particular outcome. I do want to talk about that at some point in some detail. Let's go for it now. Number 5, intelligence. Intelligence is attractive. Now, this doesn't mean that you know everything about everything, because no one knows everything about everything, but you must find at least one thing that you know a whole lot about. And then try and steer the conversation in the direction of something you know a whole lot about. Because ignorance is unattractive, but intelligence is very attractive, and it will make you. And listen, it doesn't have to be a technical subject that you know a whole lot about. I've found people interesting who know a whole lot about football. Hello? Soccer. And they start telling me what player is what and who was the manager of that particular team and why that person is positioned in the wrong place and how many goals that one scored. And I find them interesting all of a sudden because they have intelligence in a field. You don't have to know everything about everything, but you need to find something that you know a whole lot about, and that's going to add magnetism to your personality. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, I am intelligent. This is so cool. All right, I got this one coming for you. Pastor Rose Umo did a great job with it. Integrity. Yeah, integrity makes your personality attractive and somewhat magnetic, because we don't want to get close to people that are shady and that we do not trust. Number 7, this one's going to sound carnal, right? A hobby. A what? A hobby. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, I have a hobby. Now, I don't know what you do. You play chess, you play drafts, you play golf, you play football, you do table tennis, you go swimming. You need to have something else in your life that you do other than working 24/7, because it makes your personality attractive and magnetic. Do you paint? Do you draw? Do you write poems? Do something interesting with your life. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, do something interesting with your life. And finally, the 8th one is communication. You want to intentionally become a great communicator. You want to take up a course, a free course on public speaking, and do whatever you can to upgrade your speaking skills. Because people make decisions about you, not just the moment they see you, but typically the moment they hear you speak. The moment you open your mouth, people decide in a microsecond if they like you or if they don't like you. So you have to become intentional about communicating and understand that communication is not just verbal. 93% of our communication is nonverbal. Only 7% is what you say. 38% is your tone and how you say it. And fully 55% is body language. So now if you can engage your body language, and if you can have congruent tones, and you can speak with confidence, you are going to become very attractive to people that you meet. Is this making sense? I met Pastor Eno in a lift, an elevator. And of course, I commented on his, what we call in the UK, swag. You know what swagger is? He was just the Don Dapper, swaggerlicious man. I said, what? Of course I had to comment. But see, he saw something. This is a nice person. Interested enough to find out more. I found him interested enough to find out more. The conversation happened. The babe leaped. We realized we had so much in common. We started a relationship. The relationship has resulted in me being here. It wasn't a glossy brochure. Come on now. It wasn't my business card. It was not a flashy website. I doubt he's even looked at my website. It actually is the quality of a relationship. And if we can master that piece, I'm telling you, people will invite you. They will invite you into the arenas of greatness. You will get opportunities and doors open for you, and favor that money cannot afford. It will fall on you if you become very intentional about developing an attractive and magnetic personality. All right, not the same person you shook hands with before, but I want you to shake hands with someone else, maybe on the other side or someone behind you, and I want you to say, you're looking fantastic today. All right? Do it with confidence now. Look straight in the eye. Tell them what's fantastic. Tell them what it is. All right. I got a few minutes left. Watch this. First key to developing your relational currency is really to develop that attractive and magnetic personality. And by the way that you break the glass ceiling is through relational currency. That's how you break the glass ceiling. Period. That's my story. That can be your story. It doesn't matter how young you are. Doesn't matter your gender. Doesn't matter your qualifications. Doesn't matter your background. Once somebody likes you, they're going to open doors for you that no man can shut, because that is the science of favor. Woo, I wish I had a few more minutes. Watch this. Favor occurs when God informs the opinions and the perceptions of key people about you, so that they see in you what other people cannot see, and what sometimes you cannot see in yourself. God will not inform everyone about you, because everyone, frankly, doesn't matter. But he will inform key people. You know who the key people are? The key people are the people who have the keys to the next chapter of your destiny. And if someone has keys to the next chapter of your destiny, God can show them qualities and virtues in you that other people cannot see. They will break protocol. They'll invite you. They'll give you an opportunity. They'll open a door for you and won't even be able to fully explain why. Just say, you know what? The reason I chose this person is because I like them. It's good. So here's the next one. Are you ready for this one? He that would have friends must show himself friendly. Give, and it shall be given unto you. It's the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity really says this. It says that whenever you do something nice for someone else, they feel obliged, morally obliged to do something nice for you. Listen to the pastor. Sorry, I forgot your name, brother. Pastor in the green. What did he say? Did he say that Pastor Eno just came out of the blue and said, I like you, I'm just going to lay the foundation for you, and I'm going to help you get started? No, he said, I sought to be the best PA that he ever had, and I committed myself to serving him, and after I had served him well. See, when you meet people, the worst thing you can do is try to get something from them. When you meet people, the best thing you could do is try to give something to them. Start by serving, and you will generate a degree of relational currency. When I first met Les Brown, and some of you will be familiar with Les Brown, but he's a veteran, iconic, motivational speaker. Les says to me, he says, Bishop, how can I serve your vision? What can I do to support your dream? I'm like, stop. Have you got time to read the list? And he literally committed himself to doing it. Well, I thought nothing of opening my TV platform to him, opening any platform, anything that he could possibly want. I opened the door straight away because you feel a moral obligation to do a favor for someone who has done a favor for you. So you must show yourself friendly first before you will have friends. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, no one will go along with you if they can't get along with you. You need to be a nice person. Woo, I love it. You got to be a nice person. I love the way the Bible says it. He must show himself friendly. What must he do? Show. He didn't say he that would have friends must be friendly. He said he that would have friends must show himself friendly. That means you have to demonstrate friendship. You have to do something that is friendly. And I like the way the Bible says, show yourself, okay? Because I'm going to give you another little formula, okay? Because none of the people that I've met would I have met if I hadn't shown up. If you don't show up, you're not going to meet it. I mean, my story could be very different if I never showed up to the meeting where I met Dr. John Avanzini. My story could have been very different if I didn't accept the invitation to lunch to meet with him and Dr. Tayo. My story could have been very different if I didn't show up. So, everyone say show up. No, I didn't feel your energy. Everyone say show up. I still can't feel your energy. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Everyone say show up. Say stand out. Say speak up. All right, these are major keys. See, you can't just show up and hide in the corner. You have to show up and then stand out. How did I get to speak to the parliament? Well, it all started, I'm closing. It all started at an event. I was the guest speaker at an event. And on the platform with me was Pastor Agu Oriku of Jesus House, Redeemed Church, a great, outstanding leader in the UK. And David Cameron, who was the leader of the Conservative Party, but he was not yet the Prime Minister of the UK. And we shared the platform, and we were speaking at an event commemorating the bicentenary of the abolition of slavery. Okay? Now, I decided to show up to this event wearing one of my loud ties, because back then I was into ties. Okay? Now, when I say I was into ties, I don't think you know what I mean. I'm talking about loud ties. This thing was pink paisley, right? With a black wide stripe suit and spats, that's black and white shoes. Yeah, woo. I turn up at the event, and as I'm sitting and as I'm meeting people and as I'm speaking, I see a white guy with a pink paisley tie and a white suit. I'm looking at this guy thinking, who do you think you are to come upstage me. Yeah, right? But he's looking at me and saying, who is that guy with the tie? So we've worked our way through the crowd. There was a little under 1,000 people there, but we worked our way through the crowd. He knew he was heading for me. I knew I was heading for him, because I just need to know, who are you? You're just too loud to be nobody. You have to be somebody. So we've met each other. We exchange cards. The next day, we're on the phone. And here's the conversation. The conversation was, typically, when people follow up from networking, they say, let's do lunch, let's do coffee, right? He said, let's not do any of that. Let's go tie shopping. I said, I like you, bro. You're speaking my language right now. So we've gone out tie shopping, and we've bought these really loud ties. Well, of course, I was not to know at the time, but he pretty much was a force within government, a significant force within government, and we had become friends. It was non-transactional at first. Listen to me, your relationships have to be non-transactional at first. Non-transactional means I'm not trying to get something from you, you're not trying to get something from me, but I'll do whatever I can do for you, and if you want to do something back for me, it's up to you, but let's just have a relationship that's non-transactional. So it's non-transactional, we're just having fun, we're exploring each other's world. He doesn't know the black world, I didn't know the white world, and we said, you know what, let's scare our people, let's shock them, let's turn up at each other's events. So here I am, the one black man walking into this huge white event. Here he is, the one white guy walking into this huge black event. And we're having fun. But as a result of that, I end up speaking at all of the large white events. As a result of that, I get my invitation to deliver at the House of Parliament, National Prayer Breakfast, in the chambers of the Speaker of the House, and all of that I trace back to showing up, standing out, and speaking up. Woo! I don't have time to finish this, but I trust that you've been blessed, understanding the power of relational currency in breaking the glass ceiling. All right, I have enjoyed myself immensely. I don't know if we're going to do a Q&A. I don't know if, okay. I've enjoyed myself immensely. If you have enjoyed the Business Bishop here in Ibom, Uyo at Ibom Ignite, would you shout a great big woo? God bless you. I hope to see you again the next time. Shalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, if that was for the Business Bishop himself, I'm sure you can make it bigger. I'm double sure you can make it better. Ladies and gentlemen, Bishop Wayne Malcolm. Can I hear somebody say, woo? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We were more than blessed. And we gained a whole lot from that session. Thank you so much indeed. Please, you may be seated. Thank you. Thank you. All right, while that setup is going on, let me announce that very shortly we're going to be taking testimonials. One of the ways to be sure that something works is to hear from people it has worked for. And we're going to take 3 testimonials from persons who have attended this kind of events before. Just so we know that you didn't waste your time. But while the technical unit is making sure that comes up very shortly, let me announce that as part of events to mark the 35th anniversary of Akwa Ibom State, that the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Culture and Tourism is inviting all of you to be part of the Ibom Cultural Day holding on this
My
grounds,
name is
Ibom Hall
Blessing
grounds,
Odofo,
tomorrow by
the
2
CEO of
p.m.
Beauty Gallery
It's
here in
absolutely
Eket.
free to attend,
We
so you can
specialize
feel
in
free to
making
come wearing a
clothing
pink tie,
for women,
and I'm sure you'll meet
men,
someone good.
and for children.
Thank you so much indeed. Technicals, if you're ready. If technicals, you are ready, can we take the testimonials, please?
Coming from a background where it is
Ignite your passion.
I'm sure they're going to be just 3 minutes each.
Your potential.
Technicals, please.
Dream. Explore your potential.
My name is Blessing Odofo, the CEO of Beauty Gallery here in Eket.
Ignite your passion. Live your dream. Explore your potential.
My name is Blessing Odofo, the CEO of Beauty Gallery here in Eket. We specialize in making clothing for women, men, and for children. Coming from a background where it is believed you cannot attain success without dependence, I grew up believing I cannot develop myself without the help of someone. Attending the Ibom Ignite Conference 2017, I have been able to discover myself, develop my talent in fashion. Raising money was difficult, but I raised money from personal saving, from customers, and from local contribution I made. Draw inspiration from Pastor Okumaye's section on the topic, maximizing the moment. I have developed myself through trainings and mentorship, which has given action to my passion in fashion. I encourage every youth to take advantage of this opportunity and maximize their moment.
It's Ibom Ignite. Live your dream. Explore your potential.
My name is Ruth Bassi, and I'm the Managing Director of Enriched Bakery. Enriched Bakery is the producer of various kinds of breads tailored to meet several health challenges. We have the low sugar variety for those who order them. We also have the coconut bread. The distinct thing about our bread is that it is made with purely natural products. The Ibom Ignite Conference 2017 really ignited the passion in me. As we all know, every individual is born with certain gifts and passion, but due to economic factors or many other factors, people tend to leave their passions dormant. For me, it was baking. That year, 2017, was my service year. I visited home just to attend the conference, and I went back. But when I returned a different person. I decided I was going to succeed in the baking industry. I took baking classes, I took driving lessons, I did lots of things, went for different skills, read books on business management, took courses in business management, all because I wanted to open a baking business. I can say surely, truly, that this Ibom Ignite Conference, The first edition, it was super impactful. It helped me to ignite that passion in me that I had that was dormant. Funding for my business was from my NYSC package. I had some savings. I had about 42,000 naira, and then my travel expenses consumed about 20,000 naira. So you know how much I had left when I came back home. But that didn't stop me. I went to the market. As I then a bag of flour sold for 10,500 naira. So I got a bag of flour and everything that was going to work with a bag of flour. And that's how I produced. Now, another thing I want to talk about is savings. When I produced, I had profits. I saved and reinvested. So no matter how little I had, I still had to reinvest. And then my capital grew as I continued baking. I also used other people's money. I borrowed from my parents. That's when I wanted to acquire some of the facilities I had. I had to borrow from my parents. I had to pay them back, of course. If the 2017 edition was able to ignite my passion, I know that this year's own will be much more bigger. The theme for this year is mind shift, and as James Allen said, you can't move within and stand still without. Once there is a mind shift, you will definitely see yourself do tremendous things and things you never thought you could do.
Ibom Ignite Conference 2022. Live your dream, explore your potential.
My name is Miss Mary Ifyong. I am the CEO of Noble Splendid Craft Home. We specialize on fashion and designing, makeup, guillotine, sales of assorted types of fabrics ranging from laces, scuba, crepes, chiffon, and all types of fabrics. We also train students on fashion and designing, makeup, guillotine. A month ago, we graduated about 6 of them, and they have been sent forth into the market to also be on their own, and it makes me happy and fulfilled. I heard about the Ibom Ignite Conference 2017 on radio, and I decided to attend. Attending it was a big shoot to my business because I just started my business in June, while the conference came in October. And why I'm saying it was a big shoot to my business was because on day one of that program, the guest speaker that came, the first speaker that came, talked about how to organize your business, and he gave us the SMART acronym on how to impact them into your business. Now, the SMART acronym was able to help me. He mentioned being specific in the sense that you don't go into many things. You must be precise. Decide on a particular thing to do. Raising money for my business during my NYSC, every month the money I was paid, I always, because already my mentor, my pastor, who is Pastor Mobasieno, had always told us that no matter little money you have, you must develop the habit of savings. So during my NYSC, I was always saving a little from my monthly allowance. So when I came back from service, 2015 to be precise, with the little money I had, I said, okay, let me start living the dream that I've always wanted, which is fashion. I've always loved fashion, but I was like, okay, let me start living the dream. And the little savings I had, I started with that. And thank God for good friends, my family members. They were really helpful. You know, when I started, I talked to them about it. They were bringing their clothes for me to make something out of it. Even at some point, I spoiled some of their clothes. But thank God, it was really helpful. It really helped me to start my business. And today, it is what it is.
Explore your potential. It's Ibom Ignite Conference 2022. Theme, Mind Shift. A 3-day conference where our youths will be energized with leadership and entrepreneurial skills. Date is Wednesday 14th to Friday 16th of September 2022. Time, 8 a.m. daily. Venue, Ibom Hall, IBB Way, Uyo. Speakers, Bishop Wayne Malcolm, UK. Apostle Lawrence Achudume, Ogun. Dr. Ekaite Umor, Abuja. Dr. Abel Damina, Uyo, Reverend Emmanuel Lulumide, Lagos, Professor Vincent.
Is that possible? Hello? One house. One house. You said, no, that's their story. The reason why I'm here is to ask you what your story will be by 2023. The truth is, I went through NYC, and I can tell you personally, it's possible to save during your NYC times. It depends on how and what you choose to do. For me, I went in as a medical person, and the federal government was paying the regular allowance of about 9,000 something. The state government was paying, and the local government I was posted to in Katsina State, Daura precisely, was paying. So I couldn't have squandered all the money that I was getting from federal government, state government, local government, and so it's possible. Okay, thank you. That shouldn't be a problem. Choose whether you want to save your NYC money or you want to spend it. Choose whether you want to waste or you want to save. The choice is yours. At this point, we just want to quickly begin to tie the knots and get us back to speed so that we could have our speakers come up and just do the parting words, and we'll begin to wind down. Our convener will have some announcements for us, and other things will follow. We have people in the audience that have the mic, so we'll start with anyone. The first thing we want to ask on behalf of the chairman of this planning committee and every member of the committee is to find out from you, like feedbacks. We are giving out conference evaluation forms. We expect that they are filled and returned, but we need 3 persons at this time to just tell us what you are taking away from this conference. 3 persons. We have someone at the gallery with a mic. We have someone down here. Please, anyone, 3 persons. Okay, we have someone there. Tell us your name and what you're doing, then what you're taking away.
I'm currently a media entrepreneur. I own outdoor services, I run outdoor services, that's an advertising brand. I am extremely excited that I'm the outcome of this program because I am extremely united. Dr. Malcolm said something about being deliberate about making Sitting on now, Dr. Malcolm, I'm serious and I'm going to be very intentional about making friends and establishing relationships. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Please, those that want to talk on the gallery here indicate.
Okay, please, let's still stay with him. So how many friends or how many new people have you met at this conference?
For now, about 8.
About 8. Okay. That's good. Thank you. Okay. Anyone around this area? You can go ahead, tell us your name, what you're doing, and what you're taking away.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Moses. I'm a civil servant. I heard of this conference and I decided to attend. It's actually mind-blowing. Now, I want to quote Professor Vincent. He said that the mind is like a rubber band. You don't know how much it can accommodate until you extend it. Now, that actually keep me pondering, and I get to understand the fact that when you say you can, yes, the brain cells begin to go at work to see every possible ways to make this a reality. And when you say you cannot, then the brain cell goes to sleep. That brings me to what my doctor friend told me, that look, we only, use less than 10% of our brain cells. I am going on with this, that the brain is like a rubber band.
What have you decided to do after now, specific?
Specifically, I have decided to go to start my farm. I had a proposal a long time back, but this conference has pushed me to a start. Precisely next month, that farm is commencing.
Thank you so much. That's a good one. We will, 1 minute. After now, please, you see, just walk up to any of the officials of this. We'd like to have your details so we could follow you up to be sure that you're actually taking off the project next month. And we could walk through with you and see how to help you where there is need. Is that okay? Upstairs.
Young John. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very much appreciative to be part of what is going on at Ibom Ignite. Editor George by name, an entrepreneur, CEO Sugar Sunrise. What I've learned here is H is a striker, and to all the young ones that are here, this is the best time for us to strike before H strikes. And I've learned a lot from Bishop, especially on the part of relationships.
So what are you willing to strike at?
Okay, as a young person, I'm working so hard to get off my parents' payroll. So as I am now, I have about 27 people working for me. I've been striking and I will keep striking. So on the other part, I've also learned so much about relationship from Bishop. I believe that relationship, whatever money can buy, relationship can give it for free. That's my personal philosophy, and what Bishop is telling us today is a plus to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Is there any other person at the gallery?
Another person, okay, this time if you will, please come to the microphone, come closer so that we can get across. You can have a man at the far side, but we first of all have to call on the female. First though, this female. Please come closer, come quickly, thank you. Your name, and please give your question or contribution within the confines of 120 seconds.
Good afternoon, everyone.
very much.
Let me ask you, let's stay on with her.
Okay.
You're already a makeup artist. So what specifically are you taking away as value added to your business?
First, communication and always showing up and using the internet. That's different on the internet was talked about yesterday. That's one of the things.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. That's fine. So from this conference, you're adding to your business digital marketing processes and making sure that you step up communication. That's fine. That's fine. Please let's put our hands together and appreciate her. Okay, the next question I'd like to ask, and I'll seriously want someone to paint a picture for us.
Someone is up and standing here.
Okay,
Don't forget that this conversation continues online with all the hashtags. Please join us.
No, hold on. We're done with that session. I'd like two persons to tell us truthfully, answer this question by painting a picture, helping us to see, maybe the rest of us that haven't painted that picture yet, to have an idea. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel yesterday left off by asking a critical question. How would you want your death to be announced? Someone should just, we need two persons to just quickly announce, tell us, paint a picture quickly. We have one person up there. We'll take one person here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Promise Edens. And before I speak on how I want my death to be announced, I want to say thank you to the organizers of this wonderful program. I am truly blessed. And I want to say that leaving my business to be here for the past 3 days, I've really gained a lot. Thank you to the organizers of this program. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
I want to say that being here and sitting down, listening to great speakers, so I've made up my mind on a lot of things. And one thing I want to say, I learned from Mrs. Ekaito more. In the little business I am actually managing now, I want to make sure that, like, I want to say in her dialect, she says, "Nam water, nam sinoma making I say," and I'm going to make sure that as I leave this conference, that I'm going to improve on my business. Nam sinoma making I say.
Thank you so much. So he's saying that he's going to do.
To be announced, I believe that with what I have learned and with the work of Mrs. Ekaite, my date will be in stop that today will be making I say. If we don't work on some time, I want my children to be smiling when they know that is gone, and they know that I am there supporting for them, and there will be no need for them to cry. They'll be enjoying, they'll be smiling.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Doctor, he has just said that when it's time for him to go, it's there to be announced just the way you said it. With gratitude to God for a life well spent. That's just the summary. Just go straight, please. All right, thank you. Please, I would like someone down here. What I'm trying to get is, hello, can someone get the mic this way? What? There's someone. No. Let's take one person down here. Hey, Moses. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bishop. She's sending her thanks and her love to you. Please, I expect to have you deal with this question. Just paint for us a picture of how you want your death to be announced. Walk us through what you are going to do decisively to help you have that kind of announcement. I think that's just what I want us to do. And after that, I'll just hand over to my sister, Ebenezer, to take on the next program on the agenda. Thank you so much. So go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof, for helping us moderate that session. Good evening, everyone. Yes, good news, girl. Thank you. This is the excitement I've been looking for. I like that we are. Woo! As always, I am here with good news. My good news is that we are winding down for today. Yes, it has been an impactful 3 days, and the session we're about to go into right now is the interactive session. We're about to invite all of our powerful speakers that have blessed us over the last 3 days, just to have Mrs. Ekaite Omo, whose session we had yesterday. Please welcome, ma'am, to the stage. This way, please. Please keep clapping as she comes up. Thank you, thank you. Doesn't she look lovely today, guys? Look at all of this beauty. Another round of applause, please. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Up next is, you people saw her session today. You saw that she brought the fire that we have been looking for alongside, all the way from America. Please help me welcome Miss Rose Umar back to the stage. Woo! Thank you. Welcome. You can, yes, if you can just to one side, yes, together. Perfect. Yes, please. Thank you. Up next is Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Please welcome him as he comes up stage as well. Please keep clapping. The investment mentality, the common sense guru, please. I expect more excitement for Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Thank you, sir, please. Right on the heel of that is the person that has brought the new sound to Akwa Ibom. You know who I'm talking about, right? Woo! Bishop Wayne Malcolm, please welcome him to the stage. Thank you, sir. Woo! Please, over there, sir. I told you, I said, this is my new sound. That's... Woo! Joining us up on stage, who is our convener, the visionaire. Please help me welcome my father, Pastor Umar Basi Eno. I heard somebody say the golden boy. Did someone just say the golden boy? Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being up here. This session will be moderated by me. And like we said, we have questions from the audience. We have 7 questions that we're going to take. Basically, just final questions and final thoughts that you have for the youth of Ibom Ignite as we wrap up and we try to bring the event to an end. It's been a powerful 3 days. So we'll take the questions first, and then we'll come back for a round of your parting words to the people of Ibom Ignite Conference. Are we ready? Yes? Awesome, awesome. So, are we ready for the questions? Where are people? Please come out. When you come out, you say your name and go straight to your question. Let us know who the question is for. If it's for a particular panelist or for any of the members of the panel. Yes.
Thank you very much. So first, I'm going to start with this gentleman. You just walk to the edge of this aisle, and then your name and your question within the confines of 60 elastic seconds.
Sorry, right before he takes his question, let's go ahead and line up the next people so we are not waiting for them to come to the aisle. Thank you. Please go ahead. So just to confirm the question, what type of integrity test can you take to screen your employees for a startup? Okay, is this directed at any particular panelist or for Miss Rose? Okay, so. Okay.
Too much. No, not me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, excellent question. So in the case of hiring people, can they hear me okay? That is what character references are for. So the idea is that when you're looking to employ people into your business, you want to know what type of character they have, so you obtain character references and insist on doing so. Sometimes people may employ people based on a friendship or association, which is wonderful because they're using that association as a character reference. The idea is to obtain knowledge or some insight about the person's character if they can be trusted. And so someone that either you trust or someone else trusts can vouch for the person's character. And that's what the character reference is for, and that can help aid in bringing in the right type of staff that you can trust in the long haul.
What I said is, if you want to succeed in any area, you have to be the number who's commensurate to your age in that area. It has nothing to do and it has nothing to do with subjects. So the subject of the desire is how to succeed in the relationship. And we are 22 years old. We need to be 22 on relationship. That helps you to understand more about that subject because you become what you eat. That information is your force. Particularly, answered the question yesterday. The challenges of life for multi-talented and multi-skilled people is not knowing where to start. And nature teaches us that the knowledge of God alone and His truth, which is the easiest for you to start with. And then number two is know about one river becoming four. You need to discover your primary stream. Because not everything is one idea is not God's idea. And that's why we talk about work and job, which was preparing today. So what exactly is the work? What are you called to do? Once you discover that, every other thing will run on that primary stream. That's the work.
That answers the question on multi-talented skills and areas of work. The very next question is for the visionary himself, and it states, at what point in the moment, what part of your life, after you prepare business, do you think that the government picked you to answer the what do you think?
Well, I don't know at what point, I don't know, but I just know one scripture comes to mind. Seest thou a man that is diligent in his business? I believe that if you do what you are doing well, you will be highly sought after. If you're, whatever you choose to do, just do it well. People are watching you. I've been in the hospitality business in the last about 30 years, and I believe that I've come in contact with people. People have watched me. People have seen me. I've been a pastor for about 23 years. People have watched me. And your life is a book. And everybody know everybody. So when it's time to look for certain persons to perform certain function, the things you've done will be a reference. And when you're put on the stage, the opportunity will always come. But again, you must be so prepared that when the opportunity is given to you, You don't blow it because you don't have a second chance to correct a first impression. I think that's what, so I believe by the grace of God, through the things we do and doing them consistently, God must have made government look in our direction. But that's not to say that I'm better than anyone else. But that's to say that I try to be consistent in what I'm doing. And then you stand out. So if whatever you choose to do it consistently. Like Dr. Olumide said yesterday, don't change business every six months. People need to see your progression. They need to know. They need to see what you've done in the past, how you've grown your business. But if you do this, you'll abandon it, do this, abandon it, no one can assess you in the long run. So I think consistency will be what I'll say. And that's, I don't know, I think that's what it is. She wants to let her hand. That's all.
Yes. All right. All right. So I just want to put a real life experience to the question about integrity and business. And very interestingly, I'm going to use an example of a girl who is here in Akwa Ibom. I came to Akwa Ibom in April for my sister's marriage, and I was listening to a radio station. And she came on, I think she's doing her master's or she's finished with her master's. She's selling crayfish. I live in Abuja, you know. And I mean, as an Akwa Ibom woman, now I'm boy fair yobu. So I constantly buy crayfish in Abuja. But when I heard her, I thought, let me give her a chance. And whenever I say, of course, because I want to buy large quantities, she gives me exactly what I require. She's never cheated me. The fish, dry fish from Oron, the crayfish. And because of that, I have made her popular, sort of, because I've told my friends who are interested in Oron crayfish. I hope that you know that this our Oron crayfish is a tourist attraction. So I have made her popular because of integrity. So don't disabuse your mind. If people know you for integrity, they will make references, and the best reference is word of mouth.
Okay.
No, I won't tell you her name.
Okay, so I also wanted to speak to that because in Nigeria, the prevalent culture is corruption and deception. So most of the time, people think, oh, there must be something they are doing. There must be something. And the Bible also says that to him that is pure, all things are pure. When you are a liar, you believe everybody is a liar. So what I want you to know is this. One of the things that will help you to stay in the place of integrity is to identify who is your source. Very important. As a kingdom person, God is your source. Everything you do is a resource. The resource can dry up, the resource can change, but the source will never change. And then when you go into the marketplace and you understand that God is your source, then you'll be willing to walk away from anything that wants to compromise your value. And what you are willing to walk away from is a pointer to what you have conquered. So as one that have done business with integrity for over 30 years in Nigeria, I can tell you, the path of righteousness and integrity is very slow. Very, very slow. But it pays for a lifetime. Many times we do a lot of things out of survival and deception, and then you make money now, and then 10, 20, 30 years later, you are nowhere to be found. The reason why you see people in business 20, 30, 40, 50 years is because there is a track record. You can deceive some of the people, some of the times, but you cannot deceive all of the people all of the time. Thank you.
Nigeria and beyond. And so what definitely what we're going forward is to try to see
Please, who is anchoring the what session? They say VC, according to the script you give to this. So she's asking who is the VC? Ime Uwa. And yourself. Okay.
young entrepreneurs can be facilitated if that is altogether possible. Naturally, if that is the case, then it would be a planned event that is planning many, many months in advance so that they can facilitate that type of.
You increase capacity. Your parting words, yes.
Teaching, training, insight, and all types of information that was reflective of his own heart. And he would say at the end of those teachings, statements, and sayings that you should do this to live long in the land. If you listen to my saying, do this, you will live long in the land. So his intention was to get them into the land, but not just to get there quick and then fall away quickly. Everything that you are learning and being taught and instructed ultimately is so that you can be sustained in the place of destiny that God has for you in the marketplace and in any other way. So please take this information, receive the information, and implement it into your life with the intention to live by these principles that you've been taught throughout this entire nation. And when you get there, through this leadership, you will get there. When you get there, you will live long.
Thank you so much, Sister Rose. Thank you. Let's take Mrs. Ekaito more for another 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes, and then we can go on. Your time starts now, man.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much, the convener and the Central Planning Committee, very ably led. And because for me, every place I go to, I look at the business possibilities. And so I want to say that the Central Planning Committee, they have a business that they may not be thinking about. I think that your committee can become international conference company. Not planning events for weddings and burials and those, just international conferences only with Akwa Ibom as a hub. This hall is world class. I don't know how many of you have been outside Nigeria in places like this. This is a world-class hub. We have an airport. We have, the convener mentioned 21 tourist attractions yesterday. How many of you have even gone back to check about those? If you had conferences here as Uyo Conference Hub of West Africa, and then after their conferences, they go to the different categories of hotels, and they do some tourist sightseeing. I mean, I can imagine me bringing my hiking group from Abuja or my exco from LBS. I mean, honestly, the possibilities of this, I'm seeing money already. And so I think the planning committee should look at it. And then when you start that company, I have to have 8% shares. So I want to applaud all the people that have attended to me. Edidion, Victor, Charles, Victor, all of you. And I want to say that this is a gathering for Ignite, and a lot of sparks will fly. Let me say something about marriage. Marriage may not seem very related to this conference because, I mean, we're talking about business, we're talking about spirituality and all of that. But for me, outside spiritual, the biggest relationship you'll have is the marriage. So if you decide to get married, all of you ignited young men and women, are you ignited? Really ignited? Okay, so to the young men, the ladies have also said they're ignited. Please, if you're interested in any of them, they are ambitious young ladies. Do not stand in their way after this. If you decide to get married to someone, being in their place for 3 days with someone, some sparks could fly. You could look at someone and see a very pretty woman, an ambitious woman. So when you get married to her, remember you met her ambitious, pretty, hardworking, going out to do business. Not the one that you tell her to sit at home. I'm speaking from 31 years, over 31 years of marriage experience. I have cases now and I'm having to settle because the man saw an ambitious person. If she's too ambitious for you, I beg, waka pass. The right guy who can handle her level of ambition will arrive. So ladies, please stay. Don't be excited about your friends getting married. You can go be in the bridal train, but your time will come. Also, I want to say that you need to collaborate. Nothing will going to work if you don't collaborate. Zenith Bank people came and spoke about their funding opportunities. Do you know how Zenith Bank started? Jimovia has written a book. I don't know how many of you have read the book. It's a great book. Read it. But Jimovia has less than 10% of the shares in Zenith Bank now, and he's a billionaire. And you have 100% of your business, and you're not even a millionaire yet. That should tell you something. In this room, there's an atmosphere that you should tap into. You should be looking at your business partners in this conference because there's a common ground for all of you. And maybe at this point, let me also tell you about my books. I know that I talked about Reverend Olimide's books. I've written 2 books and 2 of them are out there now. I wrote Aspire, Starting a Successful Business after interacting, working with at least 3,000 businesses. You won't have time to do that. It's not in your DNA to do that. You can buy the book and read and learn so that you don't make the mistakes some of the people I've written about have made. The book is fantastic. People come to thank me after they read it because they read it before they started. And those who read it after they've started ask me, why didn't you write it since? And then the second book, Those Teenage Years, is about your teenage years. I'm sure that if you read the book, you see your character. Some of you used to carry 2 suitcases to school, come back with one that is empty or 2 of them empty. Maybe I'm suspecting you. So, there's so many characters in the book. If you just want to bond and have a nice time, read the book. And finally, let me say that when Professor Vincent talked about the Startup Nation, I was smiling because I think that you were privileged to listen to that session because I have done that session for a top management group in this country, and we charge them so much money, and we use principles from that book to help them re-strategize and grow their business. And the prof came and gave it for free. In my mind, I was like, you should have been charging money for that. But he came and gave it for free. We should applaud him. But that also puts a challenge on you. Akwa Ibom Startup Nation? No. Akwa Ibom Startup State, what are we going to be known for as a startup nation, as a startup state? What are we using? Is it the agriculture, tourism, whatever? We need to build something that is uniquely Akwa Ibom so that everybody all over the world, not just Nigeria, will hear about us. Because our competition now is not you and me. No, none of you is my competitor. My competitors are global. Your competitors too are global. So you have to meet that standard of excellence in all spheres. A young lady called Kylie Jenner or Kardashian, she, in 18 months, she has made the amount of money that L'Oreal made in 50 years. That's disruption. So I'm challenging you to look for where to disrupt. The Zenith Bank I told you about, it took First Bank 100 years to achieve a certain milestone. It took Zenith Bank 13. Do you want to do 100 years or you want to do 13 years? Do you want to do $400 million in 50 years or you want to do it in 18 months? It's up to you. You had a fantastic panel of speakers. Some are here, some have gone, and some of them have even been nice enough to give you their contacts. Please follow up. Learn from them. You do not have enough time to learn from your own mistakes and experiences. And finally, I hope that there's a monitoring and evaluation.
Turn on the timer.
I hope that there's fun evaluation and there's monitoring after, because at the end of this conference, next year, what is today's date? Of which year? So 1 year from today is when? Is when? 16th September 2023. How many of you are committed to making Akwa Ibom the envy of Nigeria? I want to see media, please take video and we'll put it on the website so that we will come back in 1 year and look at that website and go individually to them and see what they have done. Some hands are not up. You are not sure of what you got in these 3 days? Media, please, I'll need that section also. Thank you very much for having me. I mean, this is our own and I want it to work. Make it work so that you make me proud. You see all these people that came from outside? I need them to use you as references. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The timer is on now. So we'll listen to Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Your parting words and your advice to Ignite.
Few mistakes I've seen that were made in the nation and the state, and I want you to consider as you are privileged to go forward. We are great individuals in Nigeria, but not great institutions. And that's possible to change. I was going to do this one. Number two, we have a lot of wastage as a result of publicity. So, and number three, there are so many opportunities that are available that people are aware of. I was surprised today to hear that there is an Akwa Ibom savings and loan that have existed for 30 years, and I'm like, hello, you guys, how do you know about them? You guys are there and everyone will still go to the house. Not just so you guys are not here. So firstly, I will need you guys to consider this small one. Pay governance to the grassroots. The solution to our national development is bottom up. So all the local governments, all the central government have here, one, pay an inventory. Because most of the things you want to lose, you are already winning. Everyone knows them. There are NGOs, there are different federations, there are different groups that are doing so. Everyone knows them because they are so let's take an inventory of every organization within the state, every individual NGO, foundation within the state that is doing anything to help the will, because most of what you guys in government pay money for, there are people willing to do it for. So let's take that inventory and go, because once you have that, we can now bring them together. Number two, let's take an inventory of all the influencers that we have in the state. How many people from this state have 10,000 people and more on their social media platform? How many people are musicians that can go, comedians that can go, actors that can go, footballers that can go? These guys don't need government money. They don't need money. They already have, they can use their platform, their influence for help people free of charge. Government waste too much money on things that people are willing to do. So also now is let's take an inventory. How many radio stations do we have? How many TV stations do we have? How many broadcast do we have in the state? And let us bring them together and get them to compete, to give them a portion of their daily broadcast as they see this out back to give all the necessary information and education to the people so that, I give an example, if you want to change people, you change their mindset, you change their mindset and give them a new function. So if you bring the year down into 2 weeks, and you come and say, okay, in the next 2 weeks, times 4, we want to put 50 values for our nation. And every week on Sunday night, you don't have to laugh as the governor. Every Sunday night, all stations, every station in the state, everybody knows that 8 p.m. every Sunday night, the governor is giving us the dinner for week. This week, our focus is promptness. Promptness. And all the week, we know what to do. Whatever I want to do, the problem is African mindset is becoming mine. Promptness is the little start by faith, we never did. If I were to by night, it's over now. It's something to push promptness to power. We do all this. We do integrity. Each of these values is to do that. By the time we finish 1 year, you will see a new group of people. So many things will come and more, and I'm able to consult so that so now, my passing words. What powerful people intentions are not as powerful as our action. So you will come here, bring God, scream and shout, it is what you do with what you know. So let's take it in our hearts. And how we act, our advice, is we cannot take the whole week off. Use tomorrow and next week together. Use tomorrow and next week before. Pick all the notes from all the speakers and sit down and do 3 things. Identify the things you need to stop doing. Make a list and based on this thing, have to stop doing this. List what you need to stop. Number 2, identify the things you need to continue to do. Because some of you have been forced to already do. So just continue to do. That's what this thing I'm doing to do. I have to continue to do it. I don't want to identify the things you need to start doing. Things you are not doing before, you're not doing it, but you identify them. Let that be your commitment between now and the end of the year. And by the time you get into the new year, you will have a position to be a better version of yourself and to maximize your possibility.
Thank you. Thank you. I believe for the Ignite team, you've taken note of the plan going forward. So when we get into our strategy session, we'll try to bring them in. Parting words. You've heard the 3 things you should do. Don't make this another conference. You have to be a better you so that when we come back next year, like the ladies have told us, you can have a testimonial. Now let's listen to Bishop Malcolm.
I think that you should develop an Ignite app because the demographic you are working with live in their mobile phones. And I would like to know very quickly, how many of you, if Ibom Ignite had an app, a downloadable app, that had all of these messages on the app, that had mentorship from your key coaches and leaders from around the world, that had a facility that allowed you to communicate and create community, and a facility within it that enabled job seekers to connect with employers that have integrity and business owners to locate employees who have in some way identified with the Ignite values and mission. If you could download such an app to your phone and get Pastor Illuminate on tap, I don't mean him personally, but his teaching on tap, have Dr. Rose, Dr. Uma, and even the business bishop, training from the business bishop, in your phone, how many of you would download such an app and keep it on your phone? Put your hand up in the air. All right, that's the majority of you. I actually think, because of the demographic, that if you were able to somehow bring together the aspiration of this event and create such a facility that is nowhere near as difficult as it used to be, you would probably get 10 times the number of people that have registered to this event actually download that app. What you then have is an ability to communicate that is unprecedented. Now, you struggle to find a venue, ultimately, to house what happens each year, because thousands upon thousands of people are now listening regularly, daily, at their leisure, to motivational, inspirational words of wisdom, strategies for business, strategies for personal growth, and they're listening to it at the tap. I honestly think that the time to join the fourth industrial revolution is now, and that any time we spend outside of the digital revolution is time that we are wasting. Woo! WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn are phenomenal platforms, but none of them are our platforms. And they are upgrading the terms and conditions all the time to decide what they will allow and what they will disallow. They're supposed to be platforms, but they're increasingly operating like publishers, determining what information that they put out. Once someone clicks into WhatsApp, you're competing automatically with all of the other derogatory messages that they're going to have to look into. But if there was an Ignite Ibom Ignite app, once you click into it, you're locked into that world for the duration of the time that you're in. And it's an inspirational world, it's a digital mirror. One of the things the pandemic taught us all to do was to mirror our physical activities online, or to create a digital image of what we do in person. And that kept us as a nation in the UK through the lockdown. Well, we've come out of the lockdown. We don't need to leave behind the digital lessons that we learned or the digital footprint. We should be improving on it and making it even better. Can I hear an amen? Now, I want to add one more to Dr. Emmanuel's thing. This is my last thing that I want you to do. He said 3, and I want to say 4. I want you to make a list of things you're going to start doing as a result of this event. Okay? And don't put too many things on there. Bring it down to 3 or 4 things you're going to start doing. Okay? Then I want you to make another list of things you're going to do more of, things you're already doing, because some of the words that you heard today confirm to you that you're doing the right things. Decide what you're going to do more of. Okay? I decided I'm going to do more reading. I already read a book a week. I'm going to try to read more than a book a week. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to upgrade my skills. All right? Decide what you're going to do more. Then make another list and decide what you're going to do less of. I'm going to do less of this. And it could be the time that you're spending on social media, the time you're spending with TV, the time you're spending in idle chat. You're going to do less of it. And then your final list is to decide what you're going to stop doing altogether. You're going to cut out altogether and say, this is enough. So there's some things you should start doing, there's some things you should do more of. There are things you should do less of, and there's some things you should cut out altogether. How many of you can already identify something you're going to start doing that you haven't been doing up until now, that you're hand in the air? Anyone feel like there's things that you are doing that are good and you're going to do more of them as a result of this meeting? Hand up in the air. Anyone decide there's some things I want to do less of as a result of this? And perhaps someone's already identified something you're going to cut out altogether. All right. If you make that list and make that decision, you are a different person this time next year. Thank you so much, Pastor Daniel. Thank you so much for your team. Thank you so much for the conference. I love you. And don't forget.
Thank you. Let's celebrate all our speakers as they make their way back to their seats. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We should be leaving this hall in the next 30 minutes. Now, it's just a few things. I'll leave the stage. They do their word and they do all the closing stuff. And I'll come back with a big announcement. You need that announcement. It's beyond food, but I'll come back with good news. Good news.
I thought at the end of that session we would have a very, very big clap. Can we put our hands together? Ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants to shout, woo! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing to put our gears in reverse. And we're moving to the awards ceremonies at this time. And this will be handled by Comrade Uwa and Prof, who will be coordinating these parts of it for us. So very quickly, the awards ceremony. At this point, we just want to give out awards, business grants, if you will, to a few persons that we believe have qualified for it, haven't met the criteria. I just want the media to just put up the criteria for this on the screen. We have two sets. We have the alumni that we had, the members that attended in 2017, started up something and went through. We had shown their clips earlier before now. The second set that will also be giving business grants to participants that have attended this conference and registered on the business grant application. We have evaluated them, gone through interview, selection and screening process, haven't met the criteria. Those are the sets of people that we will be giving this grant. After now, we will work with them to ensure that every of the funds they receive will be captured, will be documented, will be added to their business and if you want their growth. So by 2023, we will also come back and show you what they'll be able to do, growing their business and building it. We'll start first with the alumni members of. I'd like to invite you to receive the business
business support grant for the alumni in the breaking Africa. Can we just put up please? Institute for Technology is how we run the farm and it buys, it does grapes and other things. It was in the last, it was in Ignite 2017, and after that started the business, it has grown. One of the things we saw at the criteria is that our turnover for him is very over like 4 to 5 million, and he has built it. Recently, this year, he has added a farm to it. He has over about how many plots of farmland do you have? 4.5 hectares of land he has been able to put together to begin farming. On this note, I'd like to present to us number one alumni who has qualified well for this Industry Hackathon. I request that my mother will begin the presentation. Let's put our hands together as we welcome my mother, Mrs. Patience Omorion, the incoming First Lady by the grace of God. Are you coming to God's presentation? Business grants support for Industry Hackathon is 500,000 naira.
Praise God. This is awesome, isn't it? At the gathering, this is a check given to Mr. Andy Freke Akwekong, the sum of 500,000 naira only to support Startup Business Support Grant by Ibom Ignite. Congratulations. God bless you.
Thank you. They are bringing it. They are bringing it. They are bringing it.
This is another check given to Tochukwu Lorenzo, a check of 500,000 naira to support your business. Congratulations. God bless you. Hold it. This is Ruth Bassi, who saved from her Alawi. Students, are you here? Even though you guys shouted, you don't believe that one could save from Malawi. She saved and her parents supported. And this is a check, another check of 500,000 given to Ruth Bassi to support her bakery business. Congratulations.
You know, Ruth,
Oh, I just speak it. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. This check is in the sum of 300,000 naira, written to Mary Ekpo. Congratulations, Mary. And this check is written in the sum of 300,000 naira to Miss Blessing Udofort. Congratulations, Blessing. This check is written in the sum of 300,000 naira to Precious Titus. Congratulations to you, Precious.
Just concluded the processes for them right here. So their checks are available, the actual checks are available for them, they will get it. They are getting it, each of them will go away with a check of 250,000 naira each. 7 of them. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. A brief, in case for George, he has his exhibition stand outside. He's into welding works and the rest of that, so you could see what it's doing. For good news, if you see all the booths outside and most of the carpentry work that was done for this Ignite venue was handled by him. And so if you all those booths outside, that's the work he did. We'd like to call the last set of beneficiaries. This will be walking away with 200,000. Daniel, Kenneth, Elisha, Okonbo, Anthony Okon, and Ruth, Ibom, right? Don't worry. I'm sorry if I didn't get it right. Don't worry. Daniel, Kenneth, Elisha, Okonbo, Anthony Okon, and Ruth. Are they here? Daniel is already here. Okonbo, Anthony Okon, where are you? Ruth. I think Okonbo is coming. Where is Ruth? Why are you taking a long route? Where's Ruth? I thought you would come with your painting. These 3 days, within this conference, she did a painting. She does artwork. And she's a student of UNIO. And she thought she would just get that through, to register, and she has a painting. I think I'd like her to bring the painting. She said she wanted to do a presentation, so she will just present that and we'll get on. We'll invite the SSA on youth to just come and shake this last batch of persons because, again, their checks are available. Daniel, thank you. A phone book, thank you. Just drop this. You go and present it. Go and take your handshake, then you present it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes, we're done with this. Yes, but announce that this is yes. So let them finish the rest. At this point, we'll just ask one person on behalf of all of you to do a response while Ruth will make our way down to do our presentation. One person to just say something, response.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Daddy. Good afternoon, Mommy. It's actually indeed more than a singular privilege and honor to be here today. I want to say thank you, sir. Daddy, I remember I sent you a message after 2017. I told you how great I am. You encouraged me. But I was begging that I want to give you a gift, but you didn't want to get a gift. But I will give you a gift, sir. I will give you a gift. Thank you very much on behalf of all of us standing here. I don't know what to say, but I just want to say is that God has started it. My prayer is that not that you will be, but you are already a tool in God's hand, and God will use you to achieve that great thing you are to achieve in Akwa Ibom State and beyond. On behalf of everybody, thank you very much, sir. We are so grateful, and we will not disappoint you, sir.
Thank you so much. You could just, well, let's put our hands together for them. We request our convener, the visionary of Ibom Ignite, to please come up stage to have a picture with them before they go down. I'll request my mother, Pastor Mrs. Patience, and to also come and join in the picture so that it will be complete. Are we putting our hands together, celebrating them? Thank you so much for all you're doing. Media, please, can we have the Ibom Ignite crane on the background? Thank you.
Order, please. Order, please.
At this point, before the convener, Daddy, you step down, Ruth did something that she wants to present. One of the participants that have benefited from this.
Reduce noise, please. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations from all of us here.
Also, the president of the Students' Union wants to make a presentation on behalf of all the students.
This one is coming as a surprise to the convener.
Please, if you are students, please stand.
Greatest Nigerian
Please,
student.
if you are students, stand.
Greatest Bagba.
Bagba.
Greatest Big B.
Big B.
Greatest Biggie Baga.
Biggie Baga. Thank you. Daddy, I want you to see the number of students you have been able to ignite. They came here, they saw the registration link online, and they came, they registered, and they are here. Today, they are ignited. And look at the number. When they leave this place, I must tell you that they are going to spread the gospel. Ignition doesn't just stop at one place. They will continue to ignite other people, and it will continue to spread like that, like wildfire. Congratulations. On behalf of the students in our Ibom State University of Uyo, some of us, we are on strike. Most of us are here, and we have learned. We want to present this to you. It's something little. You have given to us a whole lot, but this is very little, and this is just for remembrance, so that you always remember that you did this for us. Just keep it in your house. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to them, and of course, the convener.